Hello there, in this video we're going to make a text area component for our design system. So let's go. Okay, welcome back to the file. So let's scroll all the way down and let's click on our last page. Let's click on the plus to add a page and let's call this text area. Let's just drag that page up so it's next to the text field page. So the text area component is probably going to be similar to the text field component. It's probably going to share some of those common states that you see on the screen. Let's go to the research file first and let's go in here. Let's just unlock these pages and let's just grab a copy of what we have. Okay, so let's relock those layers. Let's go back in here. Let's go into the text area. I'll just quickly draw out a frame over here. And let me just put it in there. Okay, there we go. I seem to be doing this a bit back to front today, but let's go back into the text field component. Let me just steal the layout of this page first of all. Let's go back in here. Let's copy and paste that. Okay, what I'm going to do, let me just tidy up this page. Let's just delete out this component for the moment. Let's go up here and let's update the page. Okay, I've updated the page and I've added in this sentence. A text area lets users enter and edit longer multi-line text content. Okay, let's go to the states. Now this is going to be similar again to the text field. Let me just go here. I'm probably going to delete out read only for now. So let's just go and have a look. So we're going to have placeholder, enabled, hovered, focus, disabled, error, success. Yeah, I think those are the main states we'll get. If we need the read-only version, we can add that later, but I think those are the core states that we're going to need for now. So this is a copy from the wireframes page of what we're going to need. It's going to need a label. It's going to need the text area itself. Now, if I go to assets and I type in text field and let's drag in a copy here. Okay, there we go. So similar to this field, I want it to have similar functionality. So I want the different states, I'd like the description, I'd like the label, and I'd like the ability to add feedback at the bottom. So as this is going to be very, very similar to the text field component, let's just detach this instance and let's just go into it. So what I'm going to do here is let's just double the height. Let's do that to 80. Let's adjust the alignment so it's not going to be centered. Let's do it align top left. And potentially we could make this a little bit bigger. Let's try 120 for now. Yeah, I think that should be fine. Let's leave it as 120. I think that should be enough space. I might set that to the minimum as well. So minimum height is 120 pixels. Okay, let's just drag this out a little bit and move that down. Let's just move this over here. And to start with, let's just rename this. Okay, so that's text area. Okay, so let's press Command Option K. Let's create that as a component. Let's drag it in here. Now what I want to do is let me just drag out the text field and we can work alongside it. Let's just drag this a tiny bit closer. Okay, so the placeholder, I'm just going to check that I'm using the right version of this. I think I am. So this should be the placeholder. Yep, that should be fine. Let's just switch that up from placeholder. Let's go to enabled. Okay, let's just press Command D to duplicate that. Let me just detach it. Let me just show my layers. And what's the difference in text here? So the difference is it goes to neutral 600. Okay, so that's good. Let's just change that text. Okay, let's press Command Option K here. What I'm going to do is let's just rename these. So enabled, that one can be placeholder. Alright, so let's select both of these components, let's combine them as variants, and let's rename this component to text area, and let's rename this to states. Okay, so the next state we want after enabled is hovered. Okay, so let's just drag this down, let's click here, and let's click on the plus, and let's just rename that to hovered. So the difference here is the stroke around the box, and that's going to be Sapphire 300 2 pixels. So let's go in here. Okay, and there we go. Let's add 2 pixels. Okay, that's good. I'm just going to add an auto layout to this and space things out a little bit more. Okay, so next on our list is focused. Let's click here and let's click on the plus. Let's rename that to focused. And let's just give that a capital. Okay, that's good. Now the focus state is 2 pixels and it's neutral 900. So let's do that. Okay, that's done. On to the next state. So from focus we'll go to disabled. Let's go up here. I want to click on enabled. Click on the plus. Let me just move that down. Now let's name that as disabled. So let's have a look. So the text is going to be neutral 100. So let's start there. Okay, the background is going to be neutral 50. And I think that's all the customization we need for disabled. That should be good. Okay, so after disabled we have got error. So let's click here and let's click on the plus. Let's rename this to error. Hit enter. Just scroll down a little bit. So the text color here for error is marked as neutral 600. Okay, there we go. So the background is error 50. The stroke is 300. Okay, that looks good. And I think just one more thing, the message beneath is error 400. Let's just adjust that to error 400. Okay, so let's move on from error. Let's move to success. Okay, there we go. Let me just drag down this frame a tiny bit more. There we go, let's drag that down. And let's just move this. So that's success. Let's click on the error that we created. Click on the plus. Rename that to success. Okay, that's good. And again with the styling, let's have a look what we have. So the background is going to be success 50. So let's start there. The stroke is going to be success 300. Okay, that's good. And let's just double check the text is going to be success 400. Okay, that looks good. I think that's all of the states done. I know for the moment we're not going to do the read only. Let's just go back up here and let's just move that over. Okay, let's just tidy up the page. Okay, that's slightly better. I've got the states next to the relevant components. So we've got our placeholder, our enabled, hovered, focused, disabled, error, and success. That all seems to be good. Let's just drag out an instance. So let me just move that down here. Let's take our placeholder. So it's option, click and drag. And let's just go in here and let's see. So we have our different states that we can cycle through. So the first thing I want to do is click back on the component and click on the settings, and I just want to reorder this so it aligns with what we have. Okay, so we've got our different states on our text area component. We've just reordered them as well, so that's good. They're in the right order. Next, I'd quite like the description to be customizable so I can turn it on and off. So let's go into the component again. Let's click on description. So let's click on multi-edit variants. So it selects all the other descriptions. And now let's go down to appearance. Let's click on the plus. Okay, let's create a property and let's call this description. Okay, we're going to keep it set to true because I want it to display. Now let's go back over here. So this is our example. Now we have our description that we can toggle on and off. Next, what else do we want? We want to do the same with the feedback message, so we want to be able to toggle that on and off. So let's go in here again, start with the placeholder, let's click on the feedback, let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, so we're on feedback. Again, let's click on multi-edit variants, that selects all the other feedback messages. Let's go down to appearance, let's click on apply variable and property, and let's click on the plus, and let's label that as feedback, and let's click on create property. Okay, let's go back to our example. So on the text field, it has feedback here that you can turn on and off. And now we should be able to do the same. Feedback on and off. So we've got a toggle there. Let's just click across some of the other states that we have to make sure we have that functionality. So the description works and so does the feedback. We can toggle those on and off. And I think looking at our settings here for the text field, the last one is the text itself. So let's go in here. And let's click on the text, and again let's click multi-edit variants. That selects all the other text in the other component states. Now let's click on apply variable property and let's click on the plus. We'll leave the name and value as text. Let's create the property, and now as you can see we have that text field available here. So now I can update this with some text, and that should work, so that's good. What I do want to do is paste in loads and loads of text. So as you can see, the component is not responsively responding when I'm adding loads and loads of text to this text field. So I would imagine this component is going to be used when you're putting quite a lot of text inside it. So let's go back. Okay, so I've just marked the height as hug. We've got a fixed height of 120 applied as well. Let me just reset this component. Okay, so we reset the instance. Let's just go and do hello there again. And let's see how that responds. Okay, so I think I know what I'm doing wrong. I've applied it to just the one field. So I've applied it to the placeholder, and we're currently on the focused. So let's go to placeholder. And now, as you can see, it responsively responds to the amount of text that we put in it. So if I go in here, and if I continue pasting, it will continue to expand. Okay, so we need to apply the same to all the other components. So let's make sure we're selecting the input layer. Let's multi-edit variants, so it selects all the other input layers. And let's go into the height, and let's set it to hug. Now let's just check and go across the other states to make sure this is going to work across all of them. So enabled, hovered, focused, disabled, error, and success. So yeah, that appears to be working now. So that's wrapping the text as I would want it to. So that's good. And I imagine if I drag it out, it's going to responsively resize as well. Okay, great. So I think we've got all the customization that we need for the component. This was very similar to the text field component, but it's another component that I think we'll need as we're building out our system. Okay, so let's tidy up the page. Let's get rid of this frame. This will be our testing frame. Let's get rid of that. Let's go in here and let's just click on the top level frame, and let's just double check this component for spacing variables, typography, and also color. Okay, I think everything looks good. So let's go up here and let's lock the layer. Let's collapse everything as well. Let's go up to assets and let's click on libraries and let's click on publish and let's leave some notes. Okay, let's click on publish. Okay, so that's been successfully published and that's now available to use in our UI kit. Okay, one final thing I wanted to add that I've just thought about is I don't want this text area to get out of control when you're putting lots and lots of content in it. So I've added this extra sentence to our text area component to just give people additional context on how it's going to work. So let me just read this in full. So a text area lets users enter and edit longer multi-line text content. It should have a minimum height of 120 pixels and expand up to 200 pixels before becoming scrollable, allowing for a comfortable editing experience without disrupting the layout. So I think those guidelines will work really well. You probably wouldn't want an interface where you're typing and typing and typing and the box just keeps on expanding forever and ever and ever. That could just make everything a mess. So we'll have a min and max height added to this component. So I think adding that max height and that scroll bar at 200 pixels will really improve the experience for the user. Okay, so this page is done. Let's go back to the research file. Okay, so we've just done our text area component. I think we've covered quite a few different elements on this page. We've done our notification banner, we've done our radio buttons, the text area is now done. Okay, I think in the next video let's focus on this phone number field. So we have the option to add a number, but also toggle what country that you're from as well. Okay, so in the next video we're going to focus and build a phone number field component for our design system. Okay, that's it for this video. Thanks for getting to the end. So like and subscribe, add some comments, all of those things. And yeah, have a great day, have a great week, and I will see you in the next video. See ya. I've just pressed 6 things on my phone and it's like flashing at me now. So hopefully that recorded, because that would suck. But time for a coffee, I think. Patiently. Don't know which
of us is straight, but let's just get on